Hello. I am back with another video. Sorry if the top of my head's kind of slouched down a little bit. I don't know if it's looking strange or not. It's fine. So I am back with another video. And it's been a while since I've made one, but I'm trying to make one now, like every day, or not every day. Yikes. Every week I'm leading up to my DCP. So this one I wanted to make was basically application and web-based interview tips for those of you who are scrolling through YouTube and looking for a little advice for when you apply for your college program. So I'm making like this video, like all of my tips, like application, WBI, phone interview, and my need to be split up. I do not know yet, but yeah, here we go. So for the application, okay, prepare your work experience in advance. So Disney allows you to go in, if you go onto the Disney College Program website, there's an option where you can view your dashboard and then you can create a dashboard. So basically, you can go in early on. I made mine I would say 6 months to a year in advance. I don't actually remember the date that I made mine, but you can go in and change your profile and the school you go to and your GPA, but you can also add your work experience, which is what I did. So prepare it in advance. Use Disney keywords, but don't overuse them. So yes, emphasize safety, and yes, emphasize the guest experience and use guest. Don't say customer or anything, or looking for those kinds of words, but don't make it too obvious that you're trying to just insert Disney words into your application. And then going to off your work experience, I would suggest looking at the job descriptions for the roles and positions that you want and matching up the responsibilities with your previous work experience. So not necessarily copying and pasting, because obviously they're not the same thing, but finding the similarities in those two jobs and bringing them out in your work experience. It'll really help and show that you have experience doing that kind of position, that kind of role, or handling those kinds of responsibilities, and it will help you hopefully get the role that you want. Don't put a ton of roles at low or high interest. You don't want to show Disney that you're not interested in anything, but you also don't want to show them you don't have a preference of what you want to do. You want to show them you know what you want. So definitely for high interest, I think I only put 4. For low interest, I only put 4. Or for no interest, I put 3. For low interest and moderate is where I put the majority of mine. Just because I wanted to show them these are the roles that I want, this is what I know that I'm experienced in, and this is what I know I can do strongly, and these are the ones that I really don't think I would enjoy myself in. Another one is have someone look at your work experience. So I had a friend from high school who has done the Disney College Program twice and is a part-time employee at Animal Kingdom now. And one of my sorority sisters who's done the Disney College Program, she got accepted twice, she's only done it once. I had them both look over my work experience on a Google form and edit it and tell me what I needed to emphasize more, or what I needed to add, or what I needed to change, just because they've gone through the application process before and I knew that they could really help me out there. And like I said, fill your work experience out beforehand, because it makes it really easy when the applications drop. You are not rushing to go through and add all of this stuff, and it's just easy because it's already there. It's already submitted and you just have to hit the next button. So yeah, that is my tips on the application. And onto the WBI. So I got my WBI 45 minutes, I think, after I submitted my application, which I was extremely lucky for that. However, with that, I wanted to get it done, because 48 hours, I wanted to get it done, and I made some mistakes, and luckily I passed it, but yeah, you can learn from my mistakes. So my first tip is don't rush. Also you have more time than you think. So it tells you you only have certain amount of time for each question, and it seems like a super short time when you read it, but it's really not. Like, you have enough time to read the question thoroughly and to read the answers and to really think about like where you fit best in that category or what you would do in certain situations. I was like read like 10 seconds and I was like, no. I freaked out, but really, like, you have time and you don't want to answer a question incorrectly because you like misread it and you thought that you did not have time. And like I said, like, read the questions fully because you might miss a word in there that might affect like your answer or change it. Be honest. This is like one of the biggest ones that I have, because if you, I don't know like how to say this. Yes, you want to be positive, and yes, like, Disney's looking for literal Disney princesses, and sometimes people just like aren't literal Disney princesses, and so sometimes like it is okay to like kind of like, if you know you're a positive person, you can be a positive person to like that up, but like don't lie, because Disney's gonna, like, your employers and your supervisors and everything are gonna know in like that first week if you lied, and you're probably gonna have a miserable time. Like, they do this for your benefit and for their benefit because they want people who they think are going to fit best working at Disney. And like I said, but also be positive. Like, if you think, like, like, I can be a positive person, like, I can fit in here, like, make yourself a positive, like, look like a positive person, like, that's what they want to see. Be consistent with your answers. So they'll like ask the same question but with like different words, and if you're not consistent with your answers, like, you're not gonna pass because they're gonna know that you're lying about something. And to like go off of that, you probably will see this in like a lot of videos, but you really need to like put like strongly agree or strongly disagree, like have strong answers, because that's like, well, what they're looking for. They're not looking for somebody who doesn't really know themselves. They're looking for someone who knows, like, yes, this is how I react. Like, yes, this is what I would do. This is how I am. Like, I'm always late. You're not like in the middle. I don't know. That's just the way that I put it. And then my biggest mistake was I took this in my sorority house during recruitment. And people kept walking into the room I was in and asking me questions. And I was just like, go away. I'm trying to do this. I have a time limit. Please leave me alone. So take it in a quiet location. Don't make the same mistake I did where you can focus, because like it made my web-based interview like 10 times more stressful than it needed to be. And that's all I'm saying is like, don't make that mistake because it was so stressful. All right. So the phone interview. This was the videos I was looking at the most because I am the literal worst interviewer in the world. I hope these tips are helpful because this is like where I like focused the most when I was going through. And I hope that for all of you who think you're terrible interviews, this helps you. Smile. You'll see this in like so many blogs and all of that when you are going through your application process, but please smile. They can hear it. It'll make you feel better and make you feel more positive and more confident. So yes, smile. Don't over prepare. So I found for me, like, yes, like some people need notes and some people don't. Like, I had notes. I had all of my roles listed and what I ranked them. And then I had a couple of questions like prepared, and I had looked at all of the questions. But I didn't really write down all of my answers because if you over prepare, you're going to sound like a robot. And you don't want to. You want to sound very genuine. You want to sound like you can be there. And they're not looking for robotic answers. They're looking for answers that are coming from you. And your best answers are going to be the ones that come off the spot. Like, yes, think about them, but like beforehand, like think about how you would answer so you're not like caught off guard, but like don't read off of the script. Show your love for Disney, but do not be over the top. Don't spend your entire interview talking about how much you love Disney. Like, I know everybody who applies to this program probably loves Disney, but like they're not looking for Disney fanatics. They're looking for employees who are passionate about the company, but also like know this is a job. And so you really need to focus on what makes you the best candidate for the job, and just loving Disney is not what's going to set you apart, because we all love Disney. Oh yes, prepare to be asked about all roles you put interest in. So not like, I only prepared really in depth for the roles that I put high interest in, because I thought that was what I was going to be asked about, and that's not the case. Like, I got asked about roles I put low interest in. They will literally ask you about anything. So look over all the questions that you can find online for those roles, because you do not want to be caught off guard. And if you are caught off guard, you can tell them, like, hey, this is like a really tough question. Can I just take a minute? And that's not going to like deduct you. Like, you just need to take a minute to answer it, but don't take too long. Yeah. Use your experience to back up your answer. So like, use the experience that you gained from working in previous places, previous jobs, to like back up like why you would do something or how you would handle a situation. Because if you handle that kind of situation before, something similar, they're going to want to see that, and it's just going to make you like a better candidate in their eyes. Ask questions at the end, whether they be fun questions like, why do you like working for Disney, or what's your favorite park, or serious questions like, ask them questions they want to know that you're interested and you want to know more about the program. So like, I asked them too. I asked them a serious question, and I asked them a fun question. I asked her like what she loved about working for Disney and what she loved about her job, but I also asked her like, hey, I know that there are like some roles where you get less hours, and like asked her about hours and asked her about pay, and that's completely valid. Like, that's your time to ask about the program, to get to know whether or not, like, if you do get accepted, you would be willing to go down there. If you have any questions or concerns, they can be addressed there, because that's like your direct contact with a recruiter, and they have the answers instead of having to wait for like support or like an email back. Oh yeah, relax and pretend your interviewer is an old friend, but also maintain professionalism. So you like, this kind of goes off of like, don't be a robot. It's almost better if you feel like you're talking to like somebody you know, because then you're more relaxed. For me, like, that's my biggest problem with interviewers, like with interviews, I'm super tense and I freak out. And so when I sat here, I literally just said, like, pretend like you're talking to your mom, like in a professional setting, so you don't like veer off, and that'd be bad. But it really helped me relax. It helped me like come up with my answers quickly. Like, that was probably the biggest advice that I give anybody, is treat it like you know this person, and use their name, because that gives you more of a sense that you would know this person. Helps you relax, helps you really get to know your interviewer and think about your questions easier, and just overall an easier process. And then finally, be positive. You made it this far in the interview process. Obviously, Disney sees something in you. Like, you made it past the application, you made it past the WBI, you are in the third and final stage before acceptances. Disney sees something that is positive in you and something that they want. So relax. Like, you've made it so far in this process, and obviously, like, this is a dream for everybody. Breathe. Be positive. Be happy. Even if you don't get accepted, you made it so far. You have the experience fine, and you can do it again at another time. So that's just like my biggest advice was, you don't want to be tense. You want to be positive. Like, they're going to know if you're positive, if you're freaking out. It's all in your voice. So I think that is all that I have for you today. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about the application, WBI, or phone interview process. And yeah, let me know also what kind of videos you want to see next. I'm hoping to do kind of like Thanksgiving, Christmas, that kind of stuff coming up with my family. And I think that is all. So I will see you real soon.